Hi, good morning, and welcome to Recover Losses show. This is a show that gives you update about the stock market, especially about how to recover the millions or billions that are hanging there. For some of you who have invested in the stock market and you don't know how to go about it, we say congratulations because this is a show that gives you update and simplify things and makes it very easy for you to understand how to go about recovering your shares and accumulated dividends that are hanging there, that are being managed by AMCOM. Um, Today's episode is going to give you a lot, so hook on with us, and we are going to start very shortly. But before then, we're going to give you, we appeal to you to subscribe to our page, Recover Lost Shares. Subscribe to it, share the page so that it will go viral, so that those who invested in the stock market and they don't know about how to go about recovering their dividends, accumulated dividends and bonuses, will have opportunity to do so. And for those who want to still invest in the stock market, it is a very good place to invest. But sure, you must be able to know how to go about it before you can be able to be successful in it. Just like any other business, you don't just jump into business and then say, because the business is making money, I want to go into it. No, you seek to have insight first before you go. So this show is going to give you insight about how what you need to know about the stock market before you venture into it. So today's episode is going to give us opportunity for questions and answers. There are questions already that we have gotten, people have sent in to us, and the ones that people coming to the office to ask. So we are going to use the questions that I have here to teach you today. So I'm going to be anchoring the studio just alone, but very soon we're going to be inviting people to come, who are expert in the field of the stockbroking, the stock market, to interview them, to ask them questions, and then so that we can be able to give you more and more things to learn or to understand about. So today we have question here like number one, it is I bought shares some years back and I can't find my certificate. Can I get a replacement? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. But how you get your replacement now is through dematerialization. There's something called dematerialization. Dematerialization is there is a form that the stockbroking firm, of course, you definitely have to go through your stockbrokers, and then the stockbrokers will give you the form. It is called dematerialization form, and then uh, you fill it, and I think there's passport photograph that you need to bring, and then you sign, and then they'll take you to the registrars of the company in which you bought shares in, and then the shares will be exactly the amount of shares or the unit of shares you have will be credited into your CSES. Remember the other day we talked about what CSES is. In case you have forgotten, go to our previous video so that or videos so that you can be able to learn the things that you have not been able to hear. For some of you who don't know what CSES is, I encourage you to go back and listen. It's true recover lost shares. You Google it, you see it. I mean, go through YouTube. We have a YouTube page, we have a Facebook page. All of them are bearing a title the name called Recover Lost Shares. So I bought shares. He said I bought shares years back and then I can't find my certificate. It's very easy. Certificates as it is now cannot be replaced. They don't replace your certificate. They can only give you the number of units of shares that are meant to be stated on the certificate. So you go through your stockbroking firms and then they'll give you details about what and what you need to bring. You need to, of course, establish a business relationship with them, the stockbroking firm, and then they can be able to take the filled form and signed form by you to the registrars. And the registrars will in turn credit your shares directly into your CSCS account, that is Central Securities Clearing um, System account. It's an online account. So they will credit it. Question number two, since I bought my shares, I have not received a dime. Is it possible for me to still get all my shares and the dividends? Yes, the answer is yes, through the registrars, through the registrars of the company. But you need to go through your stockbroking firm. Your stockbroking firm, you give them what is called mandate. Mandate is just a simple letter that you give to them, mandating them, giving them authorization to go and act on your behalf, because they are going as intermediary between you, the investor, and the stockbroking firm or the registrars, as the case may be. So you need to authorize them to go and act on your behalf. That is why you are giving them that letter. So once you give them letter and say you want to know the status of your account, the status of your account, that they should furnish the bearer, you can write, maybe the stockbroking firm will choose a particular officer and you say, mention the particular officer's name on your letter, or better still, when you do your letter, after you have done your letter to the stockbroking firm will do a cover letter with their letterhead, and then it will be taken to the stockbroking firm, the registrars of the company, where the instruction, your instruction will be presented to them, and then they will act as you instruct or instructed. So your the status of your account will be given. If you have any accumulated dividend warrants, sure, they will um, credit them into your bank account. Dividend warrants come in form of checks. They come in form of check. Remember also we talked about dividend warrants some weeks back. We said dividend warrants are given to you when businesses, the business in which you invested in which you invested your money in, made profit. So they will give you what is called dividend warrants. That is um, returns from the profit they made in terms of dividend. It comes in check form. One of these days, I'm going to show you physically. Bring the dividend, how dividend warrant looks, so that you can be able to know it. So they pay you all of that, and if there are bonuses, the bonuses will be credited. That is unclaimed ones will be credited into your CSCS account. Bonuses increase your shares worth. I spoke about that some weeks back as well. They increase your shares worth. That is in case you have previously had 1,000 shares of a particular company, and then 20 units of shares were given as bonus. They will credit it there, and then you have 1,020 units in your CSCS. Question number one, I have not received any okay, we have just answered that. The next question is, my parents bought shares for me when I was a little child. Now I am old. Can I regularize my account? You see, yes, if your parents bought shares for you when you were a minor, now that you are old, if you are 18 and above, as it is in Nigeria, once you are 18, you are an adult. You can go through the stockbroking firm. They will give you form for regularization, where you replace your information with your parents' information. It's possible that they use their phone number, their email address, and all of those. The name definitely would be yours, but the signature as well may not be yours, because you were a minor. Yeah, it will definitely not be yours. So you need to go there and then get all those things regularized through stockbroking firm. So when you go to the stockbroking firm, again, you give them authorization, which is called mandate. As you give them mandate, they will take it to the registrars of the company, and then there will be update of your information in their system. So subsequently, where you go, they can be able to deal directly with you. I hope that question has been answered properly, and if it has not been answered to your satisfaction, please do please to send us messages, send us questions to our WhatsApp number that will shortly be given to you or send us to our email address. Our email address is recoverlossshares@gmail.com. 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 The shares has S in the end. Recoverlossshares@gmail.com. And we will be glad to entertain your questions. Now, number five is, yeah, my parents bought shares for themselves while they were alive. Now they are late. How can I or we recover the shares? It is very, very easy, although it is one of the complicated accounts to deal with. If you go on your own, there are some things that you may not be able to understand. So you need to go through your stockbrokers. And then the stockbrokers will tell you what and what you need to bring. And then they will go and recover the shares. But one of the things I need to tell you is that if your parents bought shares for you and now they are late, I'm sorry, they bought shares in their name and now they are late. One of the things you should be sure of doing is the fact that you are going to create what is called an estate account. Estate account is an account that accommodates every investment that belongs to a deceased person. So you go through the court, and then they'll give you letter of administration. As they give you letter of administration, um, they will ask you, of course, for, in case you're more than two in the family, your mother, your is still living, maybe your father was the one that bought the shares, and your mother is still living, or other siblings are living. They will ask you to bring two people that will be administrators. So they'll give you letter of administrators, a letter of administrator. So those two people that you are going to choose, you'll be sure that you are choosing the right people, because those are the people that are going to henceforth represent the family. They are going to be signing things on behalf of the family. So you must be able to choose the right person, the people that you trust very well. So two people at least will be signatories that will be included in the letter of administrator or letter of administration. So that letter of administration would be the letter that will be taken to the stockbroking firm, and then the stockbroking firm will now open an account that is called estate account. They will open it in that person's name, that is the deceased name. For example, if your father's name was Thomas, they are going to open it and say estate of Thomas. Let's say that your father's name was Thomas Ogbu, for example. They'll say estate of Thomas Ogbu. So that means that the shares which initially was bought in the name of just Thomas Ogbu is going to be changed. The name is going to be changed in the books of the registrars to be estate of Thomas Ogbu, so that the certificate can now be dematerialized into, don't worry, the dematerialization, um, mm, that word dematerialization, I'm going to break it down maybe in our subsequent bulletin. But for today, we're talking about estate account. So dematerialization will be explained to you in our subsequent bulletin. So the where were we? The registrars will use the letter of administration to go to the the stockbroking firm will use the letter of administration to go to the registrars of the company in which your father bought shares from or in, and then the registrars will now change the name from Thomas Ogbu to estate of Thomas Ogbu, so that it will rhyme with what will be stated in the letter of administration. I hope that is clear. If it is not clear, please do um, well to send us messages, and your questions, we are ready to respond to you privately, and in whichever way you want it. Maybe we can do more of other episodes of presentations to be able to answer more questions that we expect to get from you. So we are going to have a special day to treat estate account, because it's a special account that needs very vivid explanation, need to give you insight into what it means, so that you can be able to know what to do where to start from now to recover your late parents' shares in case they are late. So you recover it. So thank you very much for watching. But before I go, I want to let you know about very, very important things, two very important things uh, to note about investment. Two very important things to know about investment, especially as it relates to stockbroking, or sorry, the stock investment in stocks. I discovered that a lot of people just jump into the stock market, without really knowing what the stock market is, without knowing what they were jumping into. All they knew was that, the market was booming, it was making, they were, everybody was making money, and then me too, I'm going to make money. No, you don't just go because you want to make money like that and then you make money. You need to seek insight into anything that you're going to venture into. And this thing applies to everything in life. You seek insight into whatever it is, any business that anybody comes to introduce to you, that it is a business that they say you cannot understand. Please let the person go. What did I say? Let the person go. There is nothing, so far as I'm concerned. That's my belief. And that's why I, the extent to which I make mistakes are limited. They are so minute, because anything that I don't understand, I don't venture into it. And if you think I cannot understand it and you cannot explain it for me to understand, then bye bye. I'll look for other businesses to do. There is nothing that is a do or die thing in life except how to make heaven. So if they come, because in most cases they'll come tell you, explain some things, some terminologies that you may not understand. You are at liberty to ask questions. What is this? What does this mean? And the person, if he's a very good business person, he should explain to you, because if you understand, you are the one that will pursue him to venture into the business. He's not the one to pursue you again. So people should be able to have patience to be able to explain to you. And for you, you need to have patience. And that is one of the key things that I have here. One of the two things that I want to talk about. I discovered that a lot of people didn't have patience to read the form that was given to them initially when they were coming to buy stocks. Especially if you go to the bank, with all due respect to all the banks, you go to the bank, there are some very small tiny things that they write under, beneath. I mean at the base of every form. Sometimes as if the paper was not enough or something. Very, very tiny. That is where the terms and conditions are of every business. So you must be able to seek to understand what those things are. If they are too minute for you to understand, let them bolden it for you so you can be able to understand. If you don't understand and you go and venture into anything, anything, the terms and conditions are where the protection for that person who introduced that business to you are. Again, I repeat, the terms and conditions are always embedded or included in that area where things are very tiny, too minute for you to read. And then if they bring that kind of thing to you, and although we know that some people, even no matter how bold the things are, there are so many people that won't want to read. Just say, just bring it, let me sign. No problem, let me sign. No, in most cases there are problems. There are problems associated to this thing. So seek to understand. Have patience to go through forms properly. Ask questions. So one of the key things in life generally is that brings disaster in life is impatience. Impatience. People are always in a haste to, I have business transaction somewhere. I'm running out of time and all of that. If you know you will be running out of time, make out time. Leave that day. Come the day that you have time for that thing. Because I discovered that a lot of people who, especially those who have money in the, I mean, in the stock market now, that they cannot get it, are people, most of them are people who were impatient or are even still impatient. I've had people who come to me and say, I want to recover my shares, I want to retrieve my shares. And I say, okay, welcome, sir, sit down. What can we do for you? It's okay, I want to retrieve our shares. Okay. my shares. I bought it so years and so years. That's okay. My staff are going to attend to you now. They are going to give you form. You fill. You bring your passport. You bring this. By the time you are mentioning the things they are going to do, say, I don't think I have time. Maybe I'll come back. You need to have time. You need to be patient. See, one of the things that people use to cheat people is when they discover that you are impatient, you don't have time. They will include a clause that will favor them later, and then they will rush you to sign a thing that is detrimental to you. So please always have patience whenever you are coming to the stock market or stockbroker, or coming to a stockbroker or stockbroking firm to do things, or you want to recover your shares, you want to get your monies from there. Like I said in our previous episode, I said about in 2017, I think it was in Vanguard. Vanguard reported that about 80 billion naira plus is there in form of unclaimed dividends and bonuses and shares in the market with Ancon. Ancon, that is Asset Management Company of Nigeria. They are there waiting for people to come and recover or discover them and recover them. But you come and then you have money there, you are not aware of the fact that you have money there because you are in a haste to leave. Please always have patience. That's very important point number one. Point number two is develop the spirit of interest. Develop the spirit of interest. I have discovered in life that interest brings insight before you can make impact. That is, I call it triple eyes. Interest brings insight before you can make impact. As a matter of fact, as a person, I don't think that there's anything in life that I cannot know. I don't think so. As a matter of fact, there's nothing like impossibility in my dictionary. Nothing. So everything is knowable. Everything is something that you can know if you can seek to know. And what makes you to seek is interest. Even the Bible says it. It said, interest brings insight. It said, then shall we know if we follow on to know. Some people don't don't have interest in things at all, especially if it is not your line of business. Who told you that if it is not your line of business, you cannot be able to have insight? Nobody says so. There are so many things, as a matter of fact, that I do today that bring me money that I didn't learn from school. I learned them from, I mean, I mean, from interest, developing interest. So you need to develop interest. It is interest that will give you insight before you can be able to make impact. Impact is the dividends of your inquisition, and that is the end product. You don't just start from making impact. No, you start from developing interest first, and then that interest will lead you to making research and asking questions and having patience and all of that. And then before you know it, you have that insight that is desired. And when you have insight in anything in life, I bet you must always make impact. So don't just jump to want to make impact. No, it doesn't happen like that. So you must be able to develop interest first, and then that interest will drive you into uh, having insight. And when you have insight, nobody stops you from making impact in life. That impact is what is called exploit. Exploit. To make exploit, you must first seek to know. Seek to know. So I will be ending here today. So to seek to know is what makes you to know. I heard from a senior pastor of Dunamis International Gospel Center, my spiritual father. He said, knowledge has two words. It's know, L-edge. Know, L-edge. That is, anytime you want to have an edge, you must seek to know first. Anybody who wants to have an edge in life must seek to know first. If you don't know, you can never have an edge. So whatever it is that you are venturing into, please try your best to seek to know. If anybody comes to introduce any business to you and it tells you and is calling terms that you don't understand, let them break them down. Some of the terms are acronyms. let them break them down like CSCS. If, for example, I call CSCS now, without you knowing what CSCS is, before now, you won't know what it is until I say it is Central Securities Clearing System. So let them break it down for you, and then you see that you will understand. And when you understand, nobody cheats you. Are we together? So I expect you to send messages to our WhatsApp number 08092493764. Send us WhatsApp messages, and then I've given email earlier, said it is recoverlossshares at gmail.com. Send us messages, ask your questions, we are ready to answer you, and then so that you can be able to have insight into what has been troubling you regarding the stock market. Thank you very much for watching today's program, today's episode. Please do us good. I mean, be kind enough to like our Facebook page. It's Recover Lost Shares. Recover Lost Shares. Recover Lost Shares with ease. Recover Lost Shares with ease. And then also subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then I know that God will bless you. Thank you very much. Until I come back some other times. God bless you.